Hi everyone, Tammy here. I'm just showing that my hands are getting cleaner. I had a paint marker explode in my hand, and so if you didn't see my video, my last video, they were all stained, and I've gotten most of it off. So anyway, here I am just making this little background with this cloud border. I cut it out and I'm just inking the edges of it and moving it down the page and moving it side to side. And I really like this border. I like the big clouds. For what I'm doing, I think it's going to look really, really good. And so I just keep moving it down and just coloring those edges. And just be careful if you see that straight edge that's on there. Just make sure you don't go over too far because it will make a line on your paper. So here I am. This is a Stamps of Life rainbow, and I'm just cutting out the background there, and these are the colors I'm going to use for the rainbow. And here is the layering die. So I was a little bit trying to think here, like, how do I cut this? And then you put those layering pieces in there and cut. So I just did two at a time because I used two pieces of paper. So I took those two, put them in, and then cut that out, and then did the same for the other papers. So here they are, and I'm just seeing where I want to place them at. And because I have two of each size, you can kind of decide how you want to do it. And I probably have enough for a whole nother rainbow. And so here they are, and I'm going to ink the edges of these. You can see the ink up there. But before I do that, I'm actually going to mark on my paper where they go because I was really worried of how close together they needed to be. I wasn't sure if there needed to be like spaces in there or if they all just kind of stacked. So I just kind of lightly marked on each line, and it did help to kind of know exactly where to put them. So now I'm inking these up, and I just used basically the same colors, just maybe a little bit darker, and I just think it looks so good when you ink things. I'm always trying to remember to do that. And here I am, I'm just putting some glue on these and going to put them down. I do suggest you use liquid glue because I did have to maneuver them a little. You can see me here kind of readjusting, and it was nice to have it marked kind of how far up or down I needed to put it. That helped a lot. So, and then I just did the next one and all of those, and I think it looks so good. And by the end, I was just putting the glue down on the paper. It was a little bit easier to do it that way, I feel. So there it is. And here I have some borders that I cut out of this green and black that I'm going to make a road out of that. Before I make the road though, I am going to cut out this little car in this Christmas set. There's a little car on there, and it's meant to have the Christmas tree on top, but it just looks like a car, and so I decided to use that for on my road. So I'm just going to ink that up, and I am of course going to use my Stamps of Life secret weapon. I love that thing. I almost did it without, and I was like, oh no, I gotta get it. So I'm just going to ink those up and put those down. And that one I did a little too close to the edge, so I cut the other one out, and I went ahead and inked them up off camera, or did hoo-hoo markers, and I just used two colors and just kind of blended those around the edges. And here I'm just kind of placing everything on here to see how I want to arrange this and if it's looking the way I want. And I think it's looking really, really good. I really love the way the clouds turned out with this rainbow. I think it looks good. So I'm going to go ahead and glue down my road on here, and it's okay that it's too big because I'm just going to turn it over and cut off the excess. I highly recommend doing that and not trying to just fit it on there. And then I'm just going to do the same for the green and cut that off. And here I'm going to make the lines on the road, and I'm just testing a couple of gel pens because they do make gel pens in different sizes, and I'm kind of showing you that there on the lid you can see. And these were, one was a 0.5 and one was a 0.8, and the 0.8 I think it was is actually a thicker one, and it was so much better than the thinner one, so I do recommend using the thicker one. And here I'm just putting my car on there, and I really like that, and I decide to pop it up on foam and go ahead and put it down. And I want to put a sentiment down in the green part, the green area. And so this was actually a really bad idea to put this foam on here and put this on. I don't know what I was thinking. I should have done my sentiment first and not put that down. I end up having problems with it later in this video, so watch till the end because I have to change a few things. So I have these little letter dies, or not dies, I'm sorry, letter stamps, and I'm going to stamp the word rainbows on this cardstock. So I took a piece of the green paper with the curve on it, I had extra, and I'm just putting the letters right above it because I want them to curve, kind of curve on that paper. And also, I have a sticky mat down on my Misty. I highly recommend that. It is so much nicer than the magnets. The magnets are holding down the sticky mat. So here I put some ink on here, and I'm just using yellow ink. And I think this looks so good. I really like the way this turned out. And I'm using my Misty because, for one, I had to place those each letter on there, and for two, I knew I was going to need to stamp this multiple times to get the color that I wanted, since I'm using a yellow on a yellow. So this is the other sentiment I'm using. It says, "May your day be filled with." And so I decided to just cut this out since I'm kind of don't have a ton of room down there. And so I just take my scissors and cut around it. There's no die because obviously they were just letters, and so that I inked on there. And so here's my stamp, and I want it to go right there. You know, at this point, I'm really not loving the position but of where I put it, but I went ahead and stamped it anyway, and you can see the problem I'm about to have. I did wipe off my stamping block, but I guess I put it on the wrong side, or I don't know, I didn't get it exact because I end up getting some ink in areas that I didn't want it. I get it on the car, I get it on this word, and I'm really not loving the way the stamp even looks. But I think, oh, okay, here I'm realizing I got ink on it, and I just decide to go ahead and stamp it again. And one thing, always leave your letters on your Misty so that you can just redo it if something happens. So now I'm noticing it on the car, and I'm like, oh no. And I'm sitting right here thinking, should I take that car off and redo it, or should I just leave it? And I think it would have been totally fine to just leave it, but I went ahead and took it off and re-stamped, recolored, redid everything, re-put the foam tape on. And here it is. And now I'm looking at it and I'm like, okay, I think I like this, but I'm still really not happy with my stamp. I don't love the way where it's at. I don't like the way it's sitting, like one sentence on top of the other, or the words on top of each other. I really wanted them to be side by side. So I am attaching it to a card base and everything because I thought, you know, I'm just gonna leave it. And then I was like, okay, I can't leave it. I'm gonna take it off. So I end up taking off the whole green part and redoing it. Luckily, I was able to get the rainbow's word off, so I didn't have to do that a third time. I was able to keep that. And so here I am, I'm gonna cut my stamp. Now, I don't know if you've ever done this or not, but it's totally fine to cut your stamps. I've done it before. You just need some really sharp scissors, and you need to kind of make sure they're really pointy, and you just get right into the in between and cut. This one was really close, and it was a little harder than most are, but it was fine and it worked. And so I'm placing that green paper up there, and I'm not gluing it down yet. I'm waiting until I stamp. And so here I'm just gonna line these up, and I'm really hoping that it all fits, and just barely it fits, but I think it looks so much better. I really like the way this looks, and so here I'm just holding it up there, and I put my words way at the top of the block, and I'm stamping it, and I really like the way that looks. I think that looks so much better, and I'm just kind of arranging that rainbows. I never push it really hard down, so until the end there. So I think that looks good, and so now I can glue that on, and again I just glue it down and cut off the edges. So anyway, thank you for watching this video. I had so much fun making it. Please like and subscribe, and let me know if you've ever messed up this much on a card. Again, thanks for watching. Bye.